question is for McNeil.
The officers and members of the Canadian Forces, both regular reserve, are brave and professional men and women who do a fantastic job defending Canada and our interests. They sacrifice much to keep their word to serve Canada and Canadians before itself. It is unfortunate that our politicians do not do enough in return. Throughout the 1990s, the Liberals gutted the Canadian Forces. We were left with closed bases, outdated equipment, and low morale. While the Conservatives have done a better job, they have not gone far enough. We are fighting an undeclared war in Afghanistan against an enemy who is brutal and hides among civilian population. They use fear as a weapon and violence as a currency. The mission that we have asked our young men and women to accomplish is a difficult one, and we have taken 97 of their lives. When I joined the forces, I knew full well that I had signed on for total liability. That meant that I could be asked to sacrifice my life for my country. This is something I did willingly and with full understanding of the consequences. We as Canadians need to acknowledge that we are not peacekeepers anymore. There is no peace to keep in Kandahar. We are at war. We should declare war and give our soldiers, airmen, and sailors the equipment they need until we can bring them home. You know, we haven't declared war since World War II. We've gone to war under the banners of the NATOs and the UNs. Organizations that usurp the sovereignty of our parliament. Now, I'm not an isolationist. I believe in talk and trade with all, but entangling alliances with none. The best way to bring peace between the people is to create economic reliance and mutual understanding. In short, trade and diplomacy. People without meaningful work have no future. These people seek meaning in their lives. These are the foot soldiers of terrorism. They are the disenfranchised youth with no hope for a future. If you want to end terrorism, we must cut off their source of manpower. And one thing that I would ask Mr. Prentice to pass on to Mr. Harper is that every time a foreign army has left Afghanistan and told them when they were doing it, they've been punished. We should only announce when our soldiers are coming home once they're on our shores. We need more oil. It's true, we have a huge appetite for it. But at the same time, one of the things we really need is more refinery capacity. You know, if you can't refine gas, you can't put it into your car, we're not dumping barrels of oil. Anyway, just to the exact issue of the environment, that's a right of the province to determine. I respect the rights of the provinces. I think that the environmental regulations that are already in place are sufficient, and I'll just leave it at that. It's not a real issue. The state of public health care in this country is absolutely abysmal. Wait times are to the point where we have people dying in the waiting rooms. And not as bad of a story, but you know, once my wife had some problems and there was a lot of pain, we went to the emergency room. We sat there for 6 hours at midnight. I mean, I'm sure we all have stories that are exactly the same. Now, I've heard the arguments that if we allow private health care, that public health care will suddenly cease to exist or won't work. These arguments are simply flawed. We have huge attrition rates of our skilled medical workers going to the United States because it offers better pay and better benefits for them. If we have a mixed private-public health system in Canada, we will keep those medical professionals that are currently leaving in our country. They will bring new equipment, new innovation, and all the people who are paying to go see them will be out of the public line, shortening it for those who can't afford it. So, yes. So this year, voters in Calgary Centre North have a lot of choices in candidates. However, I am the only one who, if elected, will respect your rights to run your life how you see fit, that will fight to lower taxes and corporate handouts, shrink the size of the government, and defend civil liberties and private property rights. We do not need big government status. They will not help the country move forward. And the Conservatives have continually failed to keep their election promises. They have grown the size of the government. They have not scrapped the gun registry. They have attempted to implement a copyright act that would destroy the rights of consumers to enjoy their media how and where they see fit. They tried to pass a bill that would make safe and affordable alternative health products more expensive and less available. They are pushing for a wasteful and dangerous drug war, the kind of which we have seen in the United States. On top of all this, we are still fighting an undeclared war in Afghanistan that was started by the Liberals, and now Harper has failed to provide the ships and helicopters that were promised. We sent the Conservatives to Ottawa to bring change, to achieve fiscal conservatism and respect for the free market, to protect our right to scrap the gun registry and to lower taxes. Clearly, we can agree that they failed to change Ottawa. The fact is that Ottawa has changed them. Stephen Harper has asked us if we can risk it all on Step and Beyond. I agree that we can. But what I'm going to ask you is, can we risk it all on Jim Prentice and Stephen Harper? On October 14th, I asked you to give me the opportunity to show you what a libertarian can do. Place your trust in me, and I will show you that freedom and liberty are more than just ideas. They are the essential elements of a free and prosperous society.